So this is all my fault?
I'm not the one who plotted to take our daughter away.
Yeah, the money that I took was a cushion. It was a contingency plan in case you tried to pull anything.
Oh, really? What kind of weaseling? Liza, you can't justify it.
You know what? I'm not going to have you painting yourself as the only wronged person here.
Your moral outrage is laughable.
You know what frightened me the most is that someday you would turn on Colby.
What?
Yeah, that you would turn on her instead of me. You would just turn on her for some slight, real or imagined.
I love Colby, and I loved you, and you betrayed me.
You know what? Your idea of love has been confused with your idea and your need to control people.
That is not so.
What about your first wife, Althea, the one that wound up in the coma? What did she do? Burn your toast?
That wasn't my doing.
And Erica, I guess you couldn't really do anything to her. Her celebrity kept you from killing her or assassinating her character.
You cannot actually think that I would harm Colby.
You know what? Your parental credentials are impeccable. Haley will attest to that, and JR's has such an easy time of it.
Well, you're no slouch when it comes to emotional sadism.
Well, I learned from the best. Did you think I wasn't paying attention?
No. You learned it long before you ever met me. Back in high school, when you were jealous of Jenny Gardner. So you jumped in bed with her brother, Tad? And wasn't there an ugly accusation against Jesse Hubbard?
Isn't there a statute of limitations on ancient history? You're going to use that against me?
That's a tactic you reserve for yourself?
I was only doing what I did to protect my child.
Our child?
And against anything that you might pull.
Really? So you embezzled the money as a sort of insurance policy?
I have a right to protect my child and my custodial rights.
Against? So, where do we go from here?
I really don't care where you go. All I know is that after what you've done, I would die before I would leave you in a room for 5 minutes with Colby.
Do you really think that I would physically harm Colby?
I think you have other effective ways of damaging people. And I won't have her scarred by you.
So now, even after all this, you're still threatening to take Colby away from me?
You know, if I could, I would make sure that you never laid eyes on her again.
Obviously, there's nothing here to salvage.
Definitely not.
Anything decent we ever felt for each other is dead.
That's abundantly clear.
Our only mutual concern is Colby's welfare.
The only reason you're allowed to have any concern for Colby's life is because of your illegal switch at the sperm bank.
My only involvement with Colby was because I loved you.
Brother.
I don't want Colby to sense what's happened between us, that her mother and father only have hatred and revulsion for each other.
And your solution?
I'll go up and pack a bag. You can reach me at the Valley Inn.
Well, that'll work for tonight.
Yeah. I'll send for the rest of my things tomorrow. You and Colby can have this property.
It's a little too easy.
I hope it is easy for Colby. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. despite what you think. I put Colby's concern first.
Dear God, how did we get here? How am I going to tell Colby your daddy's gone? Colby? Colby? Darling? Colby? 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 Adam, no! Winifred? Where's the car?
It'll be here in a minute.
And what about Barry? Did you reach him?
I called him. He said that he'll come over as soon as he
He
can.
should already be on a plane.
Now, Mr. Chandler's gonna pull up that driveway any minute now.
Or he could be gone forever with my daughter.
Hi, miss me?
I thought.
I guess not.
Would you do me a favor? Would you call Barry again?
Yeah, yes.
Where you going?
Adam took my daughter.
What?
Well, we had a fight. He knows everything.
You mean about you finding out about his little gaslighting scheme?
He went nuts, and he took my daughter.
And you're going after her?
Yeah, Adam's gonna have to go a lot further than England to get away from me.
But Liza, Adam isn't in England.
Of course Adam is in England. Where else would he be?
Well, he's in Idaho.
What?
Adam and Stuart went on their annual fishing trip.
Mother, Adam kidnapped Colby.
Oh, my God.
How could he do this?
Listen to me, Liza. Stuart called me, and he said that Adam and Colby arrived this morning.
In Idaho?
Yes.
They're fishing?
Well, I mean, I thought it was strange that he had Colby because you never mentioned it, and 5 weeks is a long time to take a little girl fishing.
Mother, what's Stuart's cell phone number?
I'm sorry, darling. Adam made Stuart promise no cell phones.
Mother, what phone did Stuart call you from?
I don't know. Some tackle shop. They're moving up and down the river, Liza. He said he'd call me when he gets to a phone.
Adam could just take Colby and just take off from there. Wait a minute.
What?
I filed documents forbidding Adam to take Colby out of state without my permission.
How long ago was this?
It was at least a year ago. We had a fight, and I did this just to protect myself.
And the action's enforceable.
So I could call the police and have them picked up?
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Barry, where have you been? Do you realize what Adam has done?
I've got a pretty good idea of what you've been up to.
Why, what's all that?
It makes for interesting reading. You sliced and diced Adam's clothes. You hear things. You see things. You become irrational whenever he's with your sister. Oh, and there's something about you, walking into the house sopping wet.
Come on, Barry, don't be ridiculous. That was for Adam's benefit, and you know it.
The man fears for his life.
He kidnapped my daughter, and he's not going to get away with it.
Liza, if you go to the police with that absurd allegation, especially in your current state, you'll only confirm what's in those papers.
You know what these are? They're lies.
Listen to me. I've already filed this with the authorities. Now, you go ahead. Rant to the police that one of this town's most respected citizens has kidnapped his own daughter. Maybe they won't cart you off to Oakhaven. You want to take that chance?
Barry, you're just...
I'm just the messenger. Oh, you can have those. I've got copies.
Adam's protected himself legally. I guess there's nothing I can do.
Well, at least Colby's okay, darling.
Not as long as she's with Adam. I've got to get to her.
Liza, wait a minute. Why don't you just wait till Stuart calls back? Let him handle it from that end.
This is between Adam and me.
But we're never going to find them, darling. We don't even know where they are. Liza.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to hire the best lawyer that Adam's money can buy, and I'm going to get my daughter back. I'm going to make sure that Adam never lays eyes on her again.
Well, thank God I know where my kids are. So, how late does JR sleep around this burg?
What, you're asking me, darling?
I just want to know if Adam's got him on some kind of military schedule.
Tad, JR hasn't been here for days.